My name is Christine Chabenko. I'm the Practical Practitioner, and I will be introducing you to EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping. Before I begin, I want to introduce my lovely model, Carol, and her dog, Wicket. They will be joining us a little bit later in the presentation because we are going to demonstrate some EFT moves. So EFT is a modality that is used to manage emotional distress, physical pain, pretty much anything that ails you. It is a modality that actually relies on the body's natural desire to be whole and also on our meridian systems. The meridian system is our energy highway. And the meridians, if you've not heard of them before, they exist, but they are not something that you're going to see on an X-ray. They are energetic parts of our body. We are energy. And the core of this is focusing on the distress, whatever that is. So whatever emotional distress it is, whether it's anger, disgust, jealousy, fear, pain in your wrist, you focus on that emotion while tapping on your energy highway, which would be your meridians. And science proves that there are these energetic pathways. There's actual photography of these pathways. And traditional Chinese medicine, which has been around for thousands of years, 5,000, at least, where the acupuncture and acupressure is involved, it proves that this is a real thing, and it's actually very, very fast, very helpful. A little background on EFT, though. Before EFT, there was TFT, which is thought field therapy. The founder, Dr. Roger Callahan, founded this modality in the late 1980s. And it involved tapping on the energy highways, but he was using an algorithm for the various distresses. So if you were angry, there was a particular algorithm or a particular protocol you followed to tap on anger. If you felt resentment towards someone, there was a different protocol. If you had actual physical pain in your body, there was yet another protocol. Stress had another protocol, and so on. Then in 1993, Gary Craig created what is now known as EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and he chose to bypass this whole algorithm and instead do what we call a basic recipe. So it's a sequence of tapping that will ultimately alleviate you of that distress, but rather than pinpointing that particular thing, you're hitting all the points. And really, either one works very well, and the TFT, it is the predecessor, and because it was very laser pointed, it was also a little bit harder to remember. So with EFT, that kind of opens it up for most of us. And according to Dr. Callahan and Gary and 5,000 years of traditional Chinese medicine, they all knew that this disruption in your energy is the cause of all negative emotions and pain. And that is what EFT addresses, the negative emotions and the pain. So I would like to share my screen and show you the meridians and the chakras, if you're not familiar with that. We have the chakras, which is our energy centers, and here I show the 7 major chakras. There are actually more than 7, but these are the ones that most modalities focus on. And we also have over here the meridians. There are 12 major meridians. There are more than just 12, but these are the ones that are focused on by acupuncture, acupressure, and EFT, any of the tapping modalities. And so we have our energy highways that run through our body, and they usually run through these energy centers. And I want to take a moment and bounce down here. We have 6 meridians that run through our legs. The 6th one is the bladder, and you cannot see it on this drawing because they actually run down the back of our legs. But I point that out because I do tap on the legs as well. When you see the basic recipe, you can go online, you can go on YouTube, and you'll see practitioners going through the EFT routine. A lot of times they don't hit the knees and the ankles. And I find that it's very important to do that because aside from the meridians running through your knees and your ankles, there are a lot of energy practitioners who also realize that a lot of people have pain in their knees and their ankles, and that usually indicates inflexibility, pain, guilt, and anger. It's usually lodged in our knees and our ankles. And when I'm working through EFT and we're tapping through the circuit, a lot of people have difficulty moving forward from whatever that trauma is, whatever that stress is. So by tapping on your knees and your ankles, you're saying, I want to move forward in this. So you're not going to see the knees and the ankles in a lot of other presentations, but I think it's important that I bring that up here. I also would like to share a screen. Let's see. I would like to share, can't find my share button. There we go. I would like to share this screen because this helps you get a little better understanding why are we even tapping. So the points that we tap, eyebrow, eye corner, under eye, these areas, first of all, like eyebrows, and that's your inner eyebrow, it pertains to your inner direction, your peace, and your harmony. And by tapping there, it corrects when you have fear, anxiety, dread, impatience, frustration, restlessness, trauma, if you're miffed. All of these points that we tap on, and we also tap on our hands, and these are going to be available after the presentation. You'll be able to get these, but I want to point these out now because all of this makes sense as you are trying to figure out what's this tapping thing. Here's one more piece that will be very helpful to you. As we're tapping the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the nose, all of these points are releasing the darker emotions, the heavier emotions, and at the same time, they're elevating the better parts of you. And that's why I like showing these graphics as well as the words that explain what's being held in our fingers and our knees and our thymus and under our arms. What's happening here? Why is this tapping even anything? That's why it's something. That's why meridians are the basis of acupuncture and acupressure. I'm sure many of you know that those are modalities that are very, very helpful. And there is science that backs it up as well. So what I'd like to do is I would like to invite Carol to join me. That means I need to stop sharing in a basic tapping session. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a normal tapping session, and we're going to kind of do it quick time because in a normal tapping session, you don't do just 1 or 2 rounds. You do a few rounds until you get that emotion up and out of you. We also are going to skip what is called the 9 gamuts. And there's a point as we tap, when we get to the hand, that there are eye movements. There's brain exercises basically that we do. And we do these brain exercises because we have memories and emotions locked in our brain as well. So your brain will have a memory with an emotion attached to it, some memory that was not great and an also not great emotion that goes with it. So we want to release that too. So this really employs your entire body using everything you have to rid yourself of the things that don't make you feel good. And it is relatively fast acting. So as I go through this, because I tap on the knees and the ankles, and you can't see my knees or my ankles, but you can see Carol, I will guide as she gets to the ankles through our tapping session. So you have to pick an emotion. And I think because right now we're on the tail end of our quarantine, COVID-19, there's still many people still who are locked up, and there are still many businesses that can't go forth and do what they need to do. And we've had 3 months of abnormal activity, and we're frustrated. So frustration is an emotion. A lot of us are very, we're very well aware of frustration around us, in us. And why not choose that emotion to work on right now? So we're going to do what we call a setup phrase. And the way this works is what I say, the client repeats. Where I tap, the client also taps. And we have our basic sequence that we go through, and you'll hear how things start to morph as we're trying to pull this frustration up and out. So Carol, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
So, even though
Even though
I feel really frustrated,
I feel very frustrated,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Now, I'm going to make a little quick deviation here and point out, when I say I love and accept myself, when I'm working with clients, I'm sensing whether or not they can actually say that. Please know if you're doing this on your own at home and you don't feel comfortable saying I love and accept myself, then you choose a different phrase. So you could even say, even though I feel frustrated,
Even though I feel frustrated,
I'm willing to work on it. So I'll tap now.
I will work on
I'm
it.
willing to work on it.
I am willing to work on it, so I will tap
Tap
now.
now. Yes. You can't lie to yourself. That's the thing, is you cannot lie to yourself. So whatever phrases you say, it's got to resonate with you. So we repeat the phrase 3 times, but I'm going back to the original one, which is even though I feel frustrated,
Even though I feel frustrated,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
I feel frustrated.
I feel frustrated.
I'm just really frustrated with this situation.
I am just really frustrated with the situation.
I don't have any control.
I don't have any control.
I am so frustrated not having control.
I am so frustrated not having control.
This is really making me upset.
This is really making me upset.
I'm tired of being frustrated all the time.
I am tired of being frustrated all the time.
I'm tired of being locked up.
I am tired of being locked up.
I'm tired of not having my normal back.
I am tired of not having my normal back.
Going to the knees. I am so tired of being frustrated.
I am so tired of being frustrated.
Ankles. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Other ankle. It's so exhausting being frustrated all the time.
It is so
Exhausting being
exhausting
frustrated.
being frustrated all the time.
Knee. I am frustrated.
I am frustrated.
But I'm not the only one.
But I'm not the only one.
We're in this together.
We're in this together.
We're all frustrated.
We're all frustrated.
But this is not forever.
But this is not forever.
I'm not going to be frustrated forever.
I am not going to be frustrated forever.
I will not let this bring me down.
I will not let this bring me down.
I don't feel good right now.
I don't feel good right now.
But I'm not going to let this bring me down.
But I'm not going to let this bring me down.
This is where I would normally bounce off and do the 9 gamut, but we will not do that right now. We're going to go straight into another sequence. I feel frustrated.
I feel frustrated.
But I know there's an end.
I know there's an end.
I know pretty soon I'll find a new normal.
I knew pretty soon I'll find a new normal.
I'm going to feel better.
I'm going to feel better.
Frustration is not going to be my MO.
Frustration is not going to be my MO.
Because I won't let it.
Because I won't let it.
I like feeling good.
I like feeling good.
I deserve to feel good.
I deserve to feel good.
Frustration is just a blip in my life.
Frustration is just a blip in my life.
I'm removing the negative blocks right now.
I am removing the negative blocks right now.
I'm not going to be frustrated.
I'm not going to be frustrated.
Maybe I'll go for a walk.
Maybe I'll go for a walk.
Maybe I could clear my head on that walk.
Maybe I can clear my head on that walk.
Maybe I will take my dog for a walk.
Maybe I will take my dog for a walk.
Maybe I'll get some good thinking done while I'm walking.
Maybe I'll get some good thinking done when I'm walking.
That's not frustrating.
That's not frustrating.
In fact, many times I don't have time to do that.
In fact, many times I don't have time to do that.
I still want my new normal.
I still want my new normal.
But I know this frustration isn't going to last forever.
But I know this frustration will not last forever.
I'm not going to let it sit in my system.
I am not going to let it sit in my system.
Because I deserve better.
I deserve better.
I deserve much better.
I deserve much better.
I'm grateful that I'm working on it now.
I am grateful that I am working on it right now.
I'm going to breathe. Exhale. And Carol, you probably have some water by you.
I do.
Put some water, because you've got to drink water. That's another thing. as you are removing these toxins from your body, and that's what tapping is doing. It's removing toxins from your body. You need to hydrate yourself. You need to drink. And when you're with me, you do a lot of water drinking. But it's a good thing because your body is thanking you for that. So I have found that there are times that I wake up and I don't feel good, but I don't feel bad. And I can't put my finger on what exactly am I feeling, but I know it's not quite right. I feel out of sorts. And when you're in that mindset, it's kind of hard to just sit down and say, I don't know, am I angry? Am I frustrated? Am I disappointed? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. That's just like too time consuming. So what I've been doing is, especially now, you wake up, it's like, oh, what's going to happen to me today? So, or what's going to happen to the world today? I have kind of turned this a little bit and I say, I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to get rid of it because I know I'm not feeling the way I should. So what I do is I tell myself I'm going to remove the blocks. I don't know what the blocks are, but as I'm doing that, sometimes, or maybe most of the time, something pops up and so I feel that thing. It's like, oh, I think that was the underlying emotion, which is a quicker way of getting to it than just tapping and saying, I think it's anger, let's try anger. Well, no, like, that's not it. I think it's resentment. Nope, that's not it either. Instead, I'm saying, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's going to rise up because even if you're not saying anything, when you're shining the light on something, what's happening is really going to pop up. It's going to show itself one way or another. So I want to show you with my lovely model, Carol, how I take care of this in the morning. So if I wake up and I'm feeling like I'm having a hard time getting started to go to work and do what I need to do on the computer, right? I say, okay, I've got some kind of block. I don't know what it is. So let's take care of it. So are you ready, Carol?
Mhm.
Okay. Even though I feel blocked
I feel blocked
and out of sorts,
and out of sorts,
I'm going to take care of that now.
I am going to take care of that now.
Even though I feel blocked and out of sorts,
Even though I feel blocked and out of sorts,
I'm going to take care of that now.
I'm going to take care of that now.
Even though I feel blocked and out of sorts, I'm going to take care of that now.
Even though I feel blocked and out of sorts, I am going to take care of that now.
I feel blocked.
I feel blocked.
Negative blocks.
Negative blocks.
Blocks to my creative energy.
Blocks to my creative energy.
Blocks to my physical energy.
Blocks to my physical energy.
There are blocks to my ability to problem solve.
There are blocks through my ability to problem solve.
I just feel these blocks.
I just feel these blocks.
I need the toxins to leave my body
I need the toxins to leave my body.
because I don't feel myself.
I don't feel myself.
I'm removing the blocks.
I am removing the blocks.
I am removing the blocks.
I am removing the blocks.
I'm removing all blocks to creativity.
I am removing all blocks to creativity.
I'm removing all blocks to my problem solving.
I am removing all blocks to my problem solving.
I'm removing any block that should not be in my body.
I am removing any block that should not be in my body.
All disruptive energy must go.
All disruptive energy must go.
No more shorts in my system.
No more shorts in my system.
I'm removing all blocks.
I am removing all blocks.
I am removing all blocks now.
I am removing all blocks now.
I am unblocked 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 now.
And exhale. Now, somewhere in there, you might feel maybe jealousy pops up. It's like, is it jealousy? I would then start tapping on that because that's the block. You didn't know that's the block, but you say, oh, I kind of feel, I feel some guilt. Start tapping on the guilt, and whatever feeling pops up as you're saying, I'm removing the blocks because the block is a cover. And that thing, that distress, that emotional distress is under the block. You remove that, and now it shows itself. So feel free to tap on whatever emotion pops up. I'd also like to mention that normally when we do a session, we work what's called SUDs, subjective units of distress. So when we start out, we gauge where are you on that radar. So using guilt, all right? Let's say you feel an 8 where guilt is concerned. We work on you until you get to a 0. Now, of course, once that cover gets removed, then something else may pop up, but you are actually addressing it. And when you're working with EFT or TFT, when you're working with these modalities, once it's gone, it's gone. If you want to replace it with some other, you could, but I wouldn't. It's gone. So keep that in mind, that you are really busting this out of your system. So another thing that I think you might find very helpful is, there we go. I'd like to share a little take that I have on how to get through some of this stuff quickly. So what I've done is I've extended this EFT practice to include removing blockages quickly. So sometimes you don't have time to go through entire sequences and find this and figure that. You already know, I am really ticked off right now. Something happened at work and you are super duper ticked off, right? Well, one of the things you can do is I created this tapping correction chart that shows that if you tap here on the outer eyes, it corrects rage, fury, wrath. So I would just automatically start, okay, feel the rage. I'm like angry. I'm so angry at so-and-so. I am so angry. How did I let this happen? I am so angry. There are also on your hands, I would go and find where they are. Let me see. Okay, anger is on your pinky. I'd hit all the points where anger resides. And this is a really quick way that you can just zero in on it and get to it. Now, it might not get rid of it completely, but will certainly help it dissipate. And I also find it very useful. You know, sometimes you'll just find yourself doing something like this. You're thymic, you're at work and you're doing one of these things. It's like, why do I always tap here? Well, thymus corrects, it neutralizes all negative energy. Thymus is like your life center. And when it's neutralizing all negative energy, that is telling you something. So you just automatically, your body knows, just tap here. You don't know what you're doing, just tap here. It'll be good. That's what you're doing. So I thought this chart would be very helpful to help one who's just getting used to this EFT thing to figure out, why do you even go to these places and how can you get somewhere quicker? It's just kind of like your little superhighway to get somewhere quick. So that is it in a nutshell. It's a very tight nutshell because this is a very expansive modality. There's lots you can do with it. It covers a lot of territory and there's lots of deviations and things that can go into pinpoint various problem areas. But hopefully you have found this to be useful as an introduction as to why we even think this is useful and what are we incorporating when we do this tapping and what's at play. So hopefully I've provided you with enough information and hopefully you're able to follow along with Carol and I. Thank you, Carol, for joining me and being my model for today. And if you have any questions, please visit my website, practical-practitioner.com. And I thank you and I'm grateful for this opportunity.